Our next trick is going to be 6 behaviors without a verbal cue, so on some kind of hand signal cue. It is described in the 10-Minute Dog Training Games Purple Book on page 140, and it's really up to you which 6 behaviors you want to put on your hand signal cue. Chances are your dog already knows the hand signal whether you realize it or not. We tend to use, especially if we've used food lures to teach our dogs a trick, they are already following our hands probably before they ever learned the word completely. So this is going to be easier for you than you think it will be, most likely. So for example, some easy ones are sit and down and thank you, and stay are all pretty simple hand signals that we all tend to use the same ones. And then after that, you can use, you can start to get creative and use some other hand signals. So, for example, we just don't use the verbal. We just use our hand signals. So let's see if we can do this one here. Ready? So my hand signal for down is my right arm up in the air. So we're gonna just try this. Ready? Come over here. Oops. He's not used to me sitting down, but I want to be on the floor so that you can see what I'm doing. If I'm standing up, you're not going to see me. Ready? Get it. Go get it. Good boy. Good boy. So he needed to sit. That's our cue for sit. Again, he's not used to seeing it when I'm in a kneeling position, so this is really weird for him. Your dog may react the same way if you change position. So I'm going to reward him for that click, and then I'm going to stand up and show you my sit. Good boy. Good boy. But I'm trying not to say it. So basically, if you want to put a new signal onto something, so maybe your dog knows sit, you would have to do the new cue first. If your dog doesn't know a hand signal, so you would go, sit, good boy, and then say the word, and then click and treat, or reward, however you're going to do it. But the new cue always comes first. So let's see here if we can do this with just a hand signal. Good boy. So he knows that when I'm standing up. So that tells me I need to practice my sit hand signal from different body positions, myself being in different body positions, because that's not something we practiced, apparently. Because he certainly knows it from when I'm standing right in front of him. Boy. I'm not crazy about the barking, but we'll get rid of that in a little bit. So my down hand signal, wait, sit, wait. So my down hand signal, I'm going to try to do this from down here so you can see it, is this, and he knows it, which is wonderful. And that is really just because I don't like to, I try to get away from the down, the bending over down, because we do teach down from a distance, and I don't want him creeping toward me, which tends to happen. Sit. Good. Good. Sit. So if you want to teach that down to your dog, you're going to do this. You're going to wait. Wait, quiet. Watch me. Watch. You're going to go like this. Nope. Yes, come up here. Good. Wait. Watch. You're going to say, he's very excited about this. You're going to do the new cue, which is this. And you're going to say down, which is that, and click and treat. So that's how you get your dog to start to understand this if they've never seen that before. Try again. Maybe your dog only knows this for down. Then you've got to put those two together. So sit up. Then you have to go like this. You have to go in that, and then click and treat. So it's just whatever your cue is now that you're using for your dog, you have to put the new one ahead of that, and then gradually get rid of the cue they already know so that they learn the new one. So eventually you can just go, and they learn it. Good boy. Watch. Here, go get that. We'll get him up so he's not already down. Ready? Good boy. There you go. So that's a down. That's how I teach down. But you're perfectly, it doesn't say in the book which 6 cues you have to do. So if you wanted to do that, you can do that as well as your nonverbal cue. It doesn't matter. Okay, so that's that. So that's sit and down. Another one we all know is stay. Sit. And he's not very good at staying. So let's try that with me standing up. Ready? Right here. Sit. He is very excited because he knows he's working and playing, but that's okay. He needs to practice that as well. Good boy. So that's your nonverbal stay, which most dogs probably already know because we do that in any basic class. We kind of go stay, stay. So you're just not saying it. And so you work on that a little bit. So then we can start to have some fun. What other behaviors do we want to use a nonverbal cue for? Well, one of them that's really easy that we taught in the novice is the twist and the spin. We started with a food lure, so this should be pretty easy. If you did twist and spin and you're as part of your novice tricks, you've already probably got it. You just go like that. Yay! And you don't say anything. The hard part is always for us. We always want to say stuff. And then we do it that way. So the nonverbal cue is just that hand with no food in it that used to have food in it. Good boy. And of course it's hard because we won't like to talk. And we usually talk a lot when we don't need to. So that's our twist and our spin. Good. And that's that. So no treat. Oh, there, he's doing it without it. Good. Good. Good boy. Good boy. Let's try it again. He's getting kind of angry at me for making him repeat it, but that's okay. So that's how you add that. So that's 5 and 6, or 4 and 5, so we need one more behavior. One that I kind of think is fun is to do a bow. So if we've done a play bow, I don't remember if that was level 1 or not, or novice or not, but if your dog knows a play bow, what's kind of fun is to put it on a nonverbal cue instead of saying bow, which sounds a lot like down. So I used to say ta-da or whatever, or yoga, you can say yoga. I put it on a different cue, a foot cue. And when you think about it, your dog, especially if you have a small dog, is down by your feet anyway, so they pay a lot of attention to our feet. So let's take advantage of that. So my foot cue is this, and then he bows. Now watch. And I'm not going to reward that because I don't like to bark. Stand up. Good boy. Watch. Watch. Good boy. So that was a little less barking, so I'm okay with that. I just don't like the crazy barking, so I choose not to reinforce that. Even though he did it correctly, he didn't bark, and I don't want the barking. So he gets nothing for barking. So if you want to add that little curtsy motion to the play bow, you do this, you add your verbal cue, you click and treat. If you still need to sort of lure your dog down, that's fine as well. Stand up. Then you can go, good boy. Then you can do the same. You do this, make it very distinct. You do this, you lower your food, and you get them to do that. And maybe you don't even have this on verbal cue at all, and that's fine. But it's kind of fun when you go do tricks someplace, if you go to therapy, dog visit or something, when you're done with your little thing, if you can kind of go like that, your dog bows, it's very cute, and a lot of the people like to see that. So stand up. Stand up. Okay, so you have your food lure if you're still using the food lure for down. You do your cue, you lure it, you click and treat. Do your weird. Okay. Nice. And no barking. Hooray! No barking. We love that without barking. Okay, get up. All right, so you again. Notice how that's separate. We don't do it together. Good boy. Good boy. And eventually you don't have to bend over and you don't have to do that other thing. You can stay upright. Right there. Good boy. Good boy. Are you watching? Ready? You can do it again. So really, no verbal cue. You can use your feet. You can use your legs. You can use your hands. You can use your arms. You can use your eyes. Whatever you want. You can use a head turn, your own head turn. As a cue, it doesn't matter. You're just putting that new cue before your old cue that your dog knows, and you're gradually taking out that cue that they're familiar with so that they learn it on the new cue. Ready? One more time? Good boy. Oh, we got to bark that time. All right, there you go. Okay, good boy. So that was our 6. That was sit, down, wait, or stay, spin, twirl, and take a bow. So those were ours. Let's see what you come up with. Yay, they're going to come up with new ones. They're going to come up with new ones of their own.